2025-2026 academic session of our university. Today's lecture, entitled Send, Receive, How Do You Do?, will be delivered by Professor Osunade of the Department of Information Technology and Cybersecurity on behalf of the Faculty of Computing. At this point, may I warmly request that guests should take their seats. Those at the lobby should kindly come into the auditorium. May I inform you that the academic procession will be filing in any moment from now. And ladies and gentlemen, when the academic procession files in, you're expected to rise and remain standing until the academic procession gets to the platform. And likewise, when the anthems of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the University of Ibadan are being rendered, you are expected to remain standing all through the rendition of the anthems. Inaugural lectures, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in the University of Ibadan are very significant to our reputation, particularly the pursuance of excellence in our day-to-day activities. We will therefore warmly solicit your cooperation throughout this lecture by observing a very solemn atmosphere throughout the lecture.
Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration and the Vice Chancellor Designate, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research, Innovation and Strategic Partnerships, Registrar, University Librarian, Provost of the College of Medicine, Provost of the Postgraduate College, the Dean of the Faculty of Computing, Deans of other faculties and of students, Directors of institutes and centers, Heads of departments, Vice Chancellors of other universities, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The 623rd University of Ibadan Inaugural Lecture will be delivered today by Professor Osunade on behalf of the Faculty of Computing. Professor Osunade was born on 25 August 1973 in Ibadan to Right Reverend Professor Matthew Adewole Ademoyebu and the late Dr. Christiana Oluwatipe Osunade. He attended Staff School, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, was primary education. His secondary education was at Morimi High School, Ile-Ife, where he served as the punctuality prefect. Professor Osunade has a bachelor's degree in computer engineering from the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, master's degree in computer science, also from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, and a master's degree in business administration from the Federal University of Technology, Akure. His Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science was obtained from the University of Ibadan under the supervision of Professor Adenike O. Johnson. He also has a postgraduate certificate in Research, Commercialization and Innovation from George Brown College in Canada, and a postgraduate diploma in education from the National Open University of Nigeria, now. His professional standing is underscored by his active membership in leading regulatory and professional bodies, including the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN, the Computer Professionals Registration Council of Nigeria, CPN, the Nigeria Computer Society, NCS, and the Nigerian Society of Engineers. He is a fellow of the Nigeria Computer Society and registered as a professional engineer in Ontario, in Canada. Professor Osunade began his academic career at the University of Ibadan as an assistant lecturer in October of the year 2000. He was re-designated as lecturer grade 2 in October 2002 and promoted to lecturer grade 1 in October 2005. He was promoted to the position of senior lecturer in October 2008, reader in October 2012, and professor of computer science in October 2018. With over 2 decades of scholastic mentorship, Professor Osunade has guided dozens of scholars into technological workforce, successfully overseeing completion of over 120 Bachelors of Science projects, over 35 Masters of Science dissertations, and 9 doctoral theses. Professor Osunade is a prolific author. His intellectual portfolio comprises over 100 scientific publications highlighted in patented innovations such as an asserted character-based CAPTCHA code generator and a radio frequency identification smart graduation certification system. He has several copyrights to his credit. His peer-reviewed scholarship captures the socio-technical dimension of technology deployment, investigating data-driven classification models for student web portals, His international research footprints have earned competitive recognitions, including the Creative Commons CC Summit Scholarship, the CC Open Culture Platform Funding, and grant for Web Monetization Initiative and the University of Ideas Award. Professor Osunade served as the sub-dean undergraduate in the Faculty of Science between 2011 and 2013. He was appointed Assistant Director, Management Information Science, MIS, in June 2007. He was the Pioneer Director, Information Technology and Media Services Architect at the University of Ibadan from 2014 to 2017. He was also Pioneer Head of Department of Information and Communication Technology and Cyber Security in the Faculty of Computing of this university. Professor Osunade's research paradigm is characterized by his responsiveness to contemporary systemic vulnerabilities and national developmental goals, notably aligned with the directive of the Nigeria's National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA. As a principal investigator in decentralized architectures, he served as the lead researcher and principal investigator for the blockchain enhanced identification system in tertiary institutions. In tandem with his work in blockchain technology, Professor Osunade has contributed extensively in the fields of cybersecurity, digital resilience, and telecommunications infrastructure. As an active project member of the University of Ibadan Cyber Resilience Program, he designs frameworks to shield vital academic and administrative infrastructures against evolving threats. His technical expertise spans deep investigations into Android vulnerabilities, mobile penetration testing, and malware analysis, culminating in secure authentication mechanism for mobile-first economic frameworks. Additionally, his infrastructure research includes longitudinal analysis of 5G frequency modulation, specifically evaluating the impact of orthogonal frequency division multiplexing on the data transmission dynamics across various regions, particularly during rainfall. Professor Osunade has designed and implemented several data communication systems within and outside the University of Ibadan. His first network design was a 10-computer local area network for Computer Science Department of the University of Ibadan. Beyond teaching and research, Professor Osunade's career is marked by substantial governance and advisory roles. From 2024 to 2025, he served as an elected Senate representative on the Governing Council of the Osun State College of Technology, SRK. He is the National President of the Morini High School Ile-Ife Old Student Association, former President of the Nigerian Association, London and Area, Canada, and a former Chairman, Nigeria Computer Society, Oyo State Chapter. Professor Osunade is a Peace Ambassador of the Cardinal Onaiyekan Foundation for Peace and also a Justice of Peace, JP. Professor Osunade is a distinguished Nigerian scholar, a researcher, an academic leader who has dedicated over 25 years in advancing the frontiers of computing education and technological innovation. Professor Oluwaseyi Tofunmi Osunade is happily married to Barrister Folusho Osunade, and the marriage is blessed with promising children, Ayo, Anu, and Alafia. To God be the glory. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and I invite Professor Osunade to deliver his lecture, which is titled, Send, Receive, How Do You Do? Professor Osunade.
Vice Chancellor Sam, Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, Deputy Vice Chancellor Research, Innovation and Strategic Partnerships, Registrar, Bursar, University Librarian, Provost, College of Medicine and Prof College, Dean of Computing, Deans of other faculties and students. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, Chikere 2020 stated that failure to deliver an inaugural lecture is a disservice to the academic community, as the university will not be able to showcase to the world what its own product, the professor, has achieved and the sterling circumstance he has been forged from. Inaugural lectures are important not only for the speaker, but also for the audience. They provide an opportunity for researchers, students, and members of the public to learn about the latest developments from an expert in the field and note possible research areas for collaboration. Inaugural lectures also serve as a celebration of academic achievements and a reminder of the importance of research in advancing knowledge and solving real-world problems. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I give all the glory and honor to the Almighty God, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the source of wisdom for this 623rd inaugural lecture, coming from the Information and Communication Technology and Cybersecurity Department of this great institution, the University of Ibadan. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, the inaugural lecture of today is the first of many kinds. Computing, the first in the Department of ICT and Cybersecurity, and the first inaugural lecture from the Osunade family of Tonke. This lecture is the third from the former Department of Computer Science, coming after Professor Olulonge 1983 and Professor Denike O. Oshopison 2011. Introduction. Vice Chancellor, sir, esteemed ladies and gentlemen, the phrase send, receive, how do you do identifies the fundamental components and protocols required for data communication, my area of specialization. Data communication is the process of transmitting messages using symbols or electric signals from a sender to a receiver based on negotiated rules as shown in Figure 1. The sender represents the information source and the transmitter. The sender prepares the message while the transmitter performs signal processing operations like modulation to match the signal to the communication channel. The receiver must accept the signal and interpret the symbols or signals back into the message intended by the sender. The how do you do represents negotiated rules, that is, protocols that govern the connection between the sender and receiver. Protocols are established before data is transmitted. In computing, a data communication system is a set of hardware, software, and protocols that enable the exchange of data between different devices or systems. Osunade and Akinde 2001. The key characteristics and requirements of data communication systems are purpose, transmission, distance and scale, protocols and standards, and encoding formats. The art and science behind data communication. Data communication sits at the intersection of physics, that is signal movement, electrical engineering, manipulation of signals, and computer science, interpretation and management of data. The science is the infrastructure that makes communication possible. The art of data communication is a mix of language, that is creative and strategic discipline of transforming raw code data into theater arts, a narrative that compels action and that builds understanding and resonates with human experience. The art relates to the message. In data communication research, communication theories provide structured frameworks to understanding how humans and machines exchange information, create meaning, and shape their social realities. These theories range from simple linear models to complex socio-cultural perspectives and are applicable to data communication systems. Fox and Gregory, 2001. According to McPhee and Poole, 2016, communication theories can be grouped into the following categories: linear and transmission models, such as Shannon-Weaver model and Laswell's model; relational and interactional theories; media and influence theories; sociocultural and critical theories; group and organizational theories. In my research over the years, the modified version of Shannon-Weaver model of communication has been the adopted and preferred model for my studies. The Shannon-Weaver model. Shannon's work established the foundational concepts of information theory, focusing on technical signal transmission and the concept of bits, Graph 2024. The Shannon-Weaver model has been updated by researchers to include a feedback link, as shown in Figure 3, between the transmitter and receiver, changing it from a linear model to a cyclical model applicable to all existing communication issues. The updated model consists of 8 elements: information source, sender, message, channel, receiver, destination, and then the feedback loop itself. Types of data communication systems. There are various types of data communication systems available. Examples are human communication systems, machine communication systems, human communication systems, opto-infrared communication systems, and so many others. This inaugural lecture is also a communication system. Composition of data communication systems. Data communication systems can be categorized as heterogeneous, homogeneous, or hybrid systems. From the foregoing, data communication requires that all the identified components be available and adhered to for an efficient and successful communication. Data migration patterns for Java-based mobile agent systems, Osunade 2007. In 2007, a modified migration pattern was developed for data collection on the network as shown in Figure 6. Its performance was compared with the existing data migration pattern using the transmission time and network load as evaluation metrics. Mathematical models were simulated to compare the transmission time and network load generated when different data migration patterns were implemented in the Java-based mobile agent system, Osunade and Osunade 2008. The results show that the modified data migration pattern has a better transmission time and generates lower network load than the existing pattern, as the number of hosts visited exceeds 4. Thus, the modified data migration pattern would reduce the transmission time when it is used for data mining and information retrieval applications. The modified data migration pattern performs better because data collected on the host are not accumulated by the mobile agents as they migrate across the network. Thus, distributed applications using mobile agents that migrate across many hosts will have better performance. This work serves as the basis for what we call agentic AI nowadays. Development of a packet scanning algorithm for OpenFlow managed software defined network, Osunade and Osunade 2015. In this work, a security algorithm called Malicious Content Eliminator, Malicon-E, was designed to protect software-defined networks managed by the OpenFlow protocol, Osunade. And the algorithm calculated its permissivity value for packet tokens using trained data sets from sources such as the Nigerian Scam Gallery and 419 Scam documents. System administrators set malicious thresholds at minimum 0.2, medium 0.3, or maximum 0.5 levels to determine whether an incoming packet should be forwarded or dropped, Osunade et al. 2018. In comparative tests, Malicon-E recorded a 90% true positive rate, significantly outperforming TurboGuard, which recorded 80%, as shown in figure 37. The algorithm successfully reduced false alarm rates and effectively identified packets, even when attackers manipulated keywords. Osunade 2021 concluded that Malicon-E is an effective and efficient preventive measure for securing OpenFlow managed networks against malicious content attacks. Its primary contributions include the creation of a packet scanner that provides automated threat identification and improves confidence in predicting malicious traffic within SDN environments. In human communication systems, toxic behaviors are the equivalent of spamicity, and each one of us sets our threshold on what to accept, tolerate, and ignore. Development of an accepted character-based capture system, Osunade and Osunade 2017. Standard text-based captures primarily use the Latin character sets, which makes them increasingly vulnerable to bot attacks. And dictionary breaches. The work of Osunade and Osunade 2017 enhanced security by incorporating 16 specific accented characters to expand the character key space and make automated recognition more difficult. Niger Capture was built with 4 primary modules, as shown in figure 25. A Nigerian keyboard was developed for it, as shown in figure 26. Niger Capture used 2 components with different values to generate 20 capture types. Each capture is limited to 5 characters, with at least 2 accented characters. The use of accented characters provided a significant security advantage because generic AI programs are not currently trained to recognize these specific linguistic symbols when combined with text obfuscation. It was recommended that Niger Capture be implemented on Nigerian e-commerce platforms such as Konga and Jumia, government websites, and for digital rights management of electronic resources. In addition to the foundation work done on Niger Capture, the inaugural lecture worked to integrate indigenous African linguistic elements, specifically accented characters, into cyber protection systems. Some of the notable accomplishments and impact include Niger Capture, an advanced authentication system that integrated Latin and 51 accented characters from indigenous Nigerian languages such as Yoruba and Igbo into a dynamic text-based system, Adetunji et al. 2024. Moving away from fixed-length configurations, this system randomly generated variable-length codes spanning 4 to 7 characters, Osunade et al. 2025. Extending the paradigm of localized security, Osunade contributed to the development of a Yoruba character-based screen lock application for Android devices, Osunade et al. 2025. Osunade et al. 2022 successfully applied the accented character capture for cataloging books, and Osunade et al. 2024 used it to create uniform resource locators. There is a distinct advantage that comes from knowing how to speak more than one language. Language can be expressed in words written down or in voice, such as music. Impact assessments of electronic mass communication in a tertiary institution, Osunade 2017. This work evaluated the transition of the University of Ibadan's official publication, the University Bulletin, from a traditionally printed format to a digital e-bulletin. Respondents expressed a strong desire for more academic updates, such as grants, research outputs, exam timetables, and administrative reports, such as student welfare, vice chancellor activities, resource allocations via the e-bulletin. The transitioning to digital mass communication drastically cut printing costs, simplified archiving, sped up delivery time, and reduced environmental impact. Users demonstrated high satisfaction with digital formats and expressed a strong appetite for expanded digital communication across campus. Development of a secured assembled routing protocol to minimize sleep deprivation attacks in mobile adult networks, the Pelu and Osunade 2018. Sleep deprivation attacks prevented nodes from going into sleep mode, drain their batteries, and disrupt communication within the network. Previous enhancements to routing protocols suffered from high energy consumption considered to SDA and did not encrypt the communication process. A new routing protocol called Assembled On-Demand Low-Energy Adaptive Clustered Hierarchical EO-LICH, shown in Figure 18, was developed with 4 phases: construction, conservation, cryptography, and communication, the Pelu 2022. The work concluded that EO-LICH performed better when SDA was present than when SDA was introduced to AODF and LICH. Evaluation of branding as a tool for entrepreneurship success, Adeiko et al. 2021. 5 companies producing bread and 200 bread consumers were considered. A descriptive survey research design was used to determine the effects of branding on entrepreneurial success among bread producers. The data collected was analyzed using simple frequency counts, percentage mean, and standard deviation. The results from the study revealed that unique packaging has the ability to increase customer patronage, and that an increase in patronage leads to higher sales, which in turn drives business growth. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, this work was done when I served as an adjunct with the Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, which is quite outside my field, but branding is a communication system also. It is used to identify and create value. We are branded with nicknames by primary or secondary schoolmates that reveals something about us. The University of Ibadan logo, motto, and anthem are branding tools that send the message, first and the best. Route optimization and delivery of short message service in telecommunication networks, Osunade and Inaugural in 2023. SMS is one of the widely used services by subscribers and institutions, as it allows recipients to read messages at their convenience. However, not all messages sent by subscribers are delivered files, revealed a high failure rate, primarily due to absent subscriber error. Osunade and Inaugural in 2023 proposed the prevention of direct submission of the message for delivery. The proposed solution was simulated using Java, and the results indicated a reduction in failure rate of messages sent by subscribers. 5 tests were performed on the existing and proposed SMS delivery architecture, shown in Figure 16. The results prove that SMS delivery improves when the availability of the recipients is first checked by the newly introduced SMS router before traffic is forwarded to the SMSC for processing and delivery. As bulk messaging applications become increasingly popular, especially from content providers to large groups of mobile users, the possibility of absent subscriber error rises. The proposed SMS delivery solution can also serve as a safeguard against network congestion caused by bulk messages. An optimized orthogonal frequency division multiplexing OFDM module for 5G data communication, Adeleke et al. 2023. 5G technology offers high speed and robust data transmission of data via the 40 GHz millimeter wave frequency band. However, this band is severely impaired by weather disturbances. Standard 5G devices typically employ only one attenuation detection technique, which results in reduced signal-to-noise ratio, increased bit error rates, and significant data loss during rainfall. Adeleke et al. 2023 thus sought to develop and evaluate an OFDM module to improve 5G data communication during rainfall, as shown in Figure 30 and 31. The research employed 5 years of rain data and raindrop size data from National Space Research and Development Agency in Nigeria, focusing on 3 distinct geographical zones: Akumba, Forest, Port Harcourt, Coastal, and Yola, Sahel. The OFDM model was evaluated using data throughput and channel capacity as primary metrics. Adeleke 2023 concluded that the OFDM module is highly effective for deployment in 5G mobile networks, digital TV, and OIT applications within tropical regions. The study recommended that mobile system engineers prioritize localized rainfall statistics over generalized data when designing communication hardware for African climates. It is worthy to note that location has an impact on the outcomes of human communication systems. The environment, noise, signal strength, and distance have an impact on message reception and clarity. Osunade et al. 2014. Development of a context-aware machine learning-based essay evaluation and assessment system, Asoro and Osunade 2025. Asoro 2025 noted that existing automated essay assessment systems, AES, utilize a monolithic approach, grading, exclusively based on standard English linguistic features. This created a disadvantage for second language writers, whose writing reflects sociocultural contexts, regional dictions, and lexicosemantics variations. Consequently, current systems often produce results that do not reflect a writer's true performance and can exhibit biases related to race and socioeconomic status. The research aimed to address significant biases and limitations in current automated grading technologies, particularly regarding non-native English variables like Nigerian English. To bridge this gap, CAES, a hybrid system that integrated advanced machine learning into the existing e-rater assessment engine, was developed as shown in Figure 29. Asoro 2025 concluded that by focusing on contextual meaning rather than solely on standard grammar and techniques, CAES can become a much more robust and fair tool for global education. This work serves on 2 purposes: grading what WAEC wants to do. This system can do the grading for them, and also takes into consideration the English that we speak in Nigeria. So when you do IELTS and so on, the marks are different from what you will see normally. Development of an adaptive grid compass, energy and packet-aware multi-path routing protocol for wireless multimedia sensor networks, Osunade and Osunade 2026. WMSNs consist of battery-powered multimedia producing sensor nodes responsible for capturing data, processing it, and transmitting the output through sync node. Transmission occurs via fixed-size packets using the adaptive grid compass energy aware multiple agent routing protocol. However, agent suffers from inadequacies and high management costs. This research therefore sought to improve transmission performance and energy consumption by introducing variable packet sizes. AGPAM protocol was developed, enhancing agent by incorporating channel assessment to determine the best transmission method based on packet size. See figure 40. AGM and AGPAM were modeled and simulated with varying packet sizes of 5 kilobytes to 15 kilobytes across different network topologies. Osunade and Osunade 2026. AGM transmitted fixed size packets of 10 kilobytes, while AGPAM transmitted variable size packets ranging from 5 kb to 15 kb. 3 transmission scenarios were simulated. The results generated were compared using energy efficiency, end-to-end delay, and throughput. AGPAM consistently performed better than AGM in terms of multimedia packet transmission, energy efficiency, end-to-end delay, and throughput, as shown in figures 41, 42, and 43. By transmitting variable packet sizes and incorporating channel assessment, AGPAM improved multimedia transmission limitations and maximized battery life for sensor nodes in WMSNs. This makes AGPAM particularly suitable for delivering multimedia content, such as video streaming and supporting mobile devices connected to wireless multimedia sensor networks. My contribution to knowledge. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, and distinguished audience, I have had the pleasure of publishing over 100 scholarly articles. These include 5 books, 2 e-books, 69 journal articles, 15 conference proceedings, 2 patents, 4 copyrights, and 3 technical reports. The Shannon-Weaver model was applicable to all the data communication systems studied. New models were developed for data migration, spectrum utilization, variable length capture systems, and 5G transmission in rainfall conditions. New routing protocols were developed for wireless sensors, networks, mobile networks, and cellular to Wi-Fi traffic offloading. The impact of some of the developed data communication systems was also carried out. As seen in figure 4, for the 4 publications focused on the send module, for the 3 publications on the receive module, 31 publications on the protocols, that is, how do you do. These categorizations are not absolute, but representation of the depth and coverage of my research. Mr. Vice Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my contributions to data communications, computer networks, and information security has been in the 3 categories: send, receive, and how do you do. Leadership and management. The Masters in Business Administration training prepared me for leadership roles within public organizations, professional associations, and organizations in diaspora. Leadership within University of Ibadan. I served as Pioneer Head of ICT and Cyber Security. I served as Senate Representative on the Governing Council of Osunade, SLK. I served as an Assistant Director of Management Information Systems. I became the Pioneer Director of Items on 5 June 2014. During this period, I worked to give the Directorate a clear identity and long-term direction. One of my first One of my first priorities was preparing a 5-year vision document for Osunade 2015, which became the foundation for a broader strategic plan. My 10 items was based on 3 pillars: service, funding, and people. The Directorate analyzed existing services and identified issues such as lack of value, inconsistent service delivery, and inaccessible technical support. As part of Pillar 1, to improve services, the result processing and transcript system was developed and implemented for Osunade, Ayinla, and Aduroja 2019. Pillar 2, funding. Securing resources for the Directorate was always a challenge, yet several opportunities emerged that sustained our day-to-day operations and allowed us to pursue ambitious projects. Pillar 3. The third pillar focused on people, the heart of the Directorate, by reallocating responsibility to match strengths. We improved service delivery in many areas. Volunteers played a vital role, gained technical and media training that later enabled them to thrive in new environments across Nigeria and abroad. Professional leadership. I served as the chairman, Nigerian Computer Society, Oyo State Chapter, 2018 to 2022. Several initiatives were successfully launched during that period, as documented in Osunade 2022B. I served as a board member of Black Engineers of Canada and practiced as a professional engineer in Canada, Ontario, Canada, further extending my professional leadership to the international stage. Community leadership. At the Nigerian Association of London and Area, NAMA, I served as the president for 4 years, during which membership increased and funding improved significantly. The association secured a grant of 43,000 Canadian dollars to support mental health initiatives. Under my leadership, the celebration of Nigeria's Independence Day on October 1 was initiated, attracting visiting students and new immigrants. Amendment to the Constitution improved relations within the association and ensured a smooth transition to a new leadership. As a Morimite, I served as the president of the 1989 set from 2021 to 2025 and was elected national president in 2024. As mentioned by the VC, I'm a Global Peace Ambassador and Justice of Peace in Oyo State. I have served as external examiner to several universities, including Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Lead City University, Ibadan, Dominican University, Samonda, Ibadan, Covenant University, Ota, Ogun State, University of Madras, formerly Kenya University in India, and recently Federal University of Technology, Futmina. I continue to serve as a reviewer for several international journals and conferences. Achievements. As a teacher, I have supervised numerous undergraduate projects, about 40 master's dissertation and 9 doctoral theses, as indicated in Table 13. My graduated PhD students are shown in Figure 52, while Figure 53 is the composition of the current PhD students. As a researcher, I have successfully secured several grants for both research and travel, individually and collectively. Some of the grants are listed in Table 16. As part of my research work, I was able to obtain 2 patents from work carried out in this university, see Figures 54 and 55. From the work done under my supervision, there have been 4 copyrights registered as listed in Table 17 and shown in the slides. As part of efforts to mark this inaugural lecture and my birthday, I have written 3 books. Book 1, The Silent Throne, Accountability and Peace. Book 2, The Jonah in You, A Man's Roadmap from Rebellion to Purpose. Book 3, Combating Religious Misinformation in Cyberspace, a Working Manual for Peace Builders. Computing in University of Ibadan. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I would like to place on record your support in the establishment of the Faculty of Computing on 24 March 2025 with Senate approval. The initial challenges faced by the faculty then and recently were promptly attended to by your good self. The faculty is grateful for the opportunity to occupy the former IBM Computing Center, for your support toward the furnishing of staff offices and the recruitment of staff to support the newly introduced programs of data science, software engineering, and ICT and cyber security. Emerging research areas. Here are some emerging areas in data science, software engineering, cyber security, and computer science. Data science is shifting from purely algorithmic accuracy towards operational scalability, privacy first, paradigms, and specialized intelligence. Software engineering is driven by autonomous coding agents, cloud-native complexities, tight security regulations, and the need for trustworthy automated systems. Cybersecurity research has moved from building impenetrable walls to engineering continuous identity verification, automated resilience, and system adaptability under active compromise. Looking at computer science research as a whole, the core discipline is undergoing a fundamental shift in how computation is structured, executed, and verified. It is driven by the physical limits of traditional silicon, the rise of spatial and physical intelligence, and the need for mathematical guarantees in probabilistic software. Recommendations. For individuals to learn how to send messages using appropriate formats, the correct channel, and the best devices. The sender must ensure the content of the message is clear about its purpose, whether to inform, execute, motivate, entertain, or otherwise. We must learn how to receive messages in multiple formats, such as visual, audio, text, kinetic, and so on, and at any time. The ability to interpret messages should be increased through familiarity with the sender's context, such as location, economic status, literacy level, and gender. Distractions and noise should be acknowledged, but not allowed to dominate your attention. Messages should be confirmed using established protocols. At the University of Ibadan, Vice Chancellor sir, I recommend adoption of several digital communication systems, such as document management system, to replace the paper memo style. Optimization of the existing email system, Zimbra, to support Nigerian languages and enhance broadcast and personal messaging. Integration of Nigeria Capture, and e-Nigeria Capture into the university website for improved security. To the federal government of Nigeria, I recommend Nigerian languages should be encouraged and integrated into digital communication systems. A national keyboard with local characters should be adopted and to further embed the Nigerian language into the digital sphere. Polytechnics and vocational schools should be funded to produce manpower with technical competence. Security systems such as Nigeria Capture and e-Nigeria Capture, built on indigenous knowledge, should be encouraged by governments. Adoption of the context-aware ST assessment system with the Nigerian English classifier for essay grading in national and international examinations. Acknowledgements. My first and deepest gratitude to God Almighty, my personal Father, my guide, and the one who has carried me every step of this journey. Looking back, I see His hand in ways I cannot ignore. He gave me not just opportunities, but the grace to steward them. There were days this path felt impossible, but His goodness never ran dry. He turned my confusion into clarity, my fears into faith, and my struggles into stepping stones. To the Lord who spoke forth the words, and they came to be, yet still bends low to hear my cry, I say thank you. To the one whose faithfulness has outlasted every season of doubt, I give all the glory. This lecture is not my achievement, it is His testimony. I lay it at His feet, not as a boast, but as a vow. Thank you, the promise keeper. My appreciation goes to the Anglican Christian Fellowship of Oslos Church Bodija, Italy, for our meetings and prayer sessions. I'm thankful for the spiritual nourishment and fellowship received from Oslos Church Bodija, Italy, House of Praise, Grace Assembly, Anglican Church of the Pentecost, and St. Mary's Anglican Church, Oluyole, Ibadan. May the Lord continue to manifest His glory in us all. I appreciate everyone in the Anglican Communion, especially Ibadan Diocese, the Ogbomoso Diocese, and the Osun Diocese. I especially appreciate my PhD supervisor seated in front, Professor Adenike. May the Lord bless you for your guidance and support. I send this appreciation with the Valema. Thank you very much. I could not have succeeded without my physical and virtual mentors. I'm indebted to Professor A.D. Akinde, late Professor Yatomabanku, Prof. and Mrs. Okola Edeji, and there is Abedinde, and so on. I present to Professor K. Wadiboy, 13th Vice Chancellor, for his strategic support to my development. I acknowledge the incoming 14th Vice Chancellor, Professor P. Olapiba, for his exemplary service to the university community. As we serve, I pray for the divine wisdom for you, sir. My thanks to my parents-in-law, the late Prince Christopher Abunshe Lufadeju, and the late Honorable Justice Emeline Cordelia Adeshola Lufadeju, retired, for their prayers and gift of a wife. I sincerely appreciate my parents, my father, here represented Right Reverend Professor M.A. Osunade, and late Dr. Mrs. Christian Abolatuke Osunade, for the training, opportunities, and support that has brought me to this moment. I thank God for my siblings, Dr. Oluwaseun Phillips, Oluwaseni Osunade, Oluwaseun Ojo, late. I also thank God for the new siblings God provided me in the person of Mrs. Adebola Adiola, Prince Adeleye Lufadeju, and Mrs. Fadeke Olodude. I appreciate my co-in-laws. For bearing with the long absences, I am indebted to my sons, Ayolanini and Anolanini Osunade, and my daughter, Alafe Olanini. I love you. To my loving, strong, independent, mother of my child children, my beautiful wife, Barrister Olusola Osunade, thank you for being my support and encourager. God will reward your labor of love. I love you. To everyone who has been a support to me in one way or the other, and to all of you here today and everyone online, thank you for taking the time to be present. We shall all be celebrated. Thank you.